Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Butterbar here. Welcome back to the channel. So yet again, another update from Treyarch covering over the beta that we got to play for the last 2 weekends. It has been an amazing couple of weeks. We've been hearing a lot of different changes that have been coming from Treyarch, and it's awesome to see how transparent Treyarch is right now with the different changes and letting us know kind of what's going on and what we get to look forward to in October. Now, this Reddit post covers over a lot of different topics that's ranging from people that, weren't able to reach rank 40 to get their prestige token in the beta. I know there were some people that were like that didn't get enough time to play it, so they're addressing stuff like that to where hopefully if you reached a certain rank you will actually get your prestige token. You'll be able to unlock something as soon as you log into the game. They're addressing fog of war and map awareness, so hopefully Team Link now will actually be a perk that some people will have to wager if they want to use it or not. I know Dead Silence was a thing that a lot of people were using, but now maybe Team Link might actually get some love. They also addressed the tac deploy beacon. I know there has been different changes on how many how many people can spawn out of the tac deploy and how long it lasts and recharge times. So they're addressing some of the changes that they made to Seraph's tac deploy beacon, as well as we're getting more information on what changes are coming to body armor. I don't know if you guys were like me when you would use a Hellstorm missile and hit somebody that had body armor, and you would just get the little body armor symbol whenever you hit them with a Hellstorm missile. They're addressing that, and I'm very happy to see that because that was just one of my biggest frustration about body armor, and I'm very happy to see that they're addressing it. So let's get into this Reddit post, and I'm going to let you guys know what kind of changes are coming to the new Call of Duty Black Ops 4. So first off, the Reddit post actually addressed some problems that people have been having when they were playing the beta. Now, the beta was only live for 2 weekends. The first weekend was only for PlayStation 4, and the second weekend was allowed for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. Now, if you were in my boat, I got a PS4 code late in the game on that first weekend, thanks to Tony Mo, and I was able to rank up quite a bit, but not actually reach that cap of, I think it was 34 at that time. When they reached the second weekend, it raised it to 40, but I never actually switched back over to my PlayStation because I actually pre-ordered this game on the Xbox. So I was able to reach max prestige or that max rank on the Xbox and got my prestige token, but some people were not in the same boat I was. Some people might have been working that week and I was off. I was actually on vacation, so it was really nice to play this game, but some people were not in the boat that I was in. So they've actually addressed that. So now if you were either playing on PlayStation 4, PC, or Xbox One, now in order to actually get your prestige token, you had to reach the rank of 34. They've dropped it 6 ranks, so hopefully if you were playing the game, you've either reached rank 34 or 35, 36, whatever between 34 and 40, you are going to be getting your prestige token. I kind of feel bad though for people that might have only had maybe a day or two that played this game but didn't get that far into it, so they won't be getting a prestige token. But at least for people that have went through those ranks and finally was able to achieve rank 34, don't worry, you are now getting a prestige token so you can actually use in the very beginning of the game. And I think that's really nice. I think that's really generous of Treyarch to do that, and it's really cool that Treyarch is allowing people to get that, even though people's schedules might have been changed. And thank God I was at least able to play that. I'm really happy about that. The next topic they talk about is the fog of war and situational awareness on the minimap. Now, I know a lot of people are not liking what they have done to the minimap. The humongous change of fog of war that's implemented in the game definitely changes kind of how, team dynamics work, especially for somebody that's playing as a solo person. The intent of fog of war was to help people out that are actually playing by themselves. Me, when I was playing this game during the beta, I didn't have anybody to play with until towards the very end of the beta. So it was really nice to be able to have my situational awareness with the fog of war, because for my teammates that are not communicating with me, they have no idea what's going on, at least I can see what they are seeing from their perspective on the minimap. So it made me aware of maybe my teammates see 2 people around a corner that I can't see around, but now I know because of what they've seen and what the minimap is telling me, I know that there's 2 people around it. So that part of the aspect of the fog of war I actually really did like, but they address some of the problems because I know fog of war gives you pretty much in the beta a 360 perspective around everything that's around you. But the problem with having that 360-degree awareness is it actually is not allowing people to actually sneak up on other players. I know there'd be several times when I was trying to sneak up on somebody, and then all of a sudden they'd be turning around shooting right at me, and I'm like, how the hell do you know how do you know that I'm sneaking up on you? You have dead silence and everything, and it was just kind of a weird thing that people had kind of had the eyes in the back of their head. So they've actually addressed that will no longer be the case. So right now, from what they have kind of bulleted out, is that the full reveal circle will be removed as a default function, and the standard reveal will be a cone that reflects the player's field of view. So nice. So everything that you see in front of you is what's going to be appearing on the minimap. This will continue to always be blocked by solid objects in the game, so it can never be used to see through walls. Again, that was another thing that I was kind of noticing while I was playing this game. Like, even without a UAV, sometimes the field of view would actually show people around, you know, corners or around and through walls and through objects. So it was just kind of weird that, you know, even though there was no eyes on somebody, sometimes the fog of war would actually show these people just because maybe it was just not acting right, and it would actually allow people to be seen through. So they actually go on and say, we're moving the full reveal circle, what we actually had in the beta, to the Team Link perk. So that's nice. That's actually going to be something that's going to be worthwhile to actually select now. They go on by saying that now Team Linked and, you know, your full map awareness, it will have to be gambled now with a creative class. So you'll now have to pick between, you know, Dead Silence or, you know, having a Ghost or even having Team Link. You know, map awareness and, you know, being able to sneak around is now something you will have to gamble with in the creative class. They go on by saying, we're adding an additional HUD indicator that lets you know when you're invisible to the enemy players in the minimap so that you can react accordingly. Red dots in the minimap that appear when firing your gun will fade faster, so there's more time to evade after engaging. I know that was a humongous problem with me, you know, trying to shoot somebody and then trying to, you know, kind of evade, heal up, and get away from the fight and try to re-engage later. You know, people knew exactly where I was at and would be able to follow me. So I know that's one thing that, you know, I'll be very excited to see that, you know, people, you know, will be able to heal up, giving that chance to kind of recover and get back in the fight. Last thing for this is that those some red dots will no longer reveal teammates near the player firing the gun. Now, if you don't know what that's talking about, is in the beta, you know, some players would kind of group up and one person would fire their gun. Well, that would reveal everybody's position around that one player that had that, you know, one shot. So it's definitely nice. I've kind of experienced that a little bit, seeing that on the minimap where somebody fires and it shows like 3 or 4 people around them, and I'm like, oh my god, what the hell is this? What happened? So it's nice that that's being addressed, and now only the person that takes the shot will be revealed on the minimap. The next topic they talk about is the TAC deploy beacon. Now, if you didn't actually get to use a TAC deploy beacon, it's actually used by the specialist Seraph. So she has this TAC deploy beacon, allows players to actually spawn at around that location. So in the beginning, you know, first week, you know, players actually spawned at the TAC deploy beacon, which was kind of a pain in the neck, because if you're wanting to spawn at this location and people are spawn camping that TAC deploy beacon, you're kind of in the crowd, man. You are just going to get, I mean, pretty much fish in a barrel. You're going to be shot and killed. So they actually made an update to that to where you're actually just spawning around the area, around the vicinity of where that TAC deploy beacon is. But Treyarch still found that ability to be too strong, and they've actually made some changes. So here they are. So first off, they've actually shortened down the duration that the TAC deploy beacon can be active. So now it, you know, whatever the time was that was in the beta to where, you know, Seraph would be able to place the TAC deploy beacon down and be able to have people spawn at it, they've actually decreased that time. I don't know exactly what that time is. I didn't actually keep track of how long it was down on the map in the beta, but whatever time that was, they have now decreased it. So now it's not going to be able to be used for very long, at least when it's placed down in the map. They've also lengthened the cooldown time, so now Seraph has to wait even longer now to use that TAC deploy beacon. I don't know, you know, being able to use the equipment to where you have a faster cooldown time on your gear, I wonder how much, you know, that decreases the time that you have to wait being able to use that spawn beacon. But it's definitely funny to see the different changes that are going to be making. Not only is this not going to be able to be available, you know, on the map when it's placed for very long, but also now the cooldown time for it has been lengthened by a bit. They've also limited the number of people that can spawn at that location to 10. So now again, it got another nerf to where only 10 people can spawn at this location at a time. Again, if you're playing, you know, objective types like Hardpoint or, you know, Control, the new game mode, it's very interesting to see now these different nerfs that Seraph is taking. That you know, what will these game modes now, these objective game modes, look like with this, you know, TAC deploy beacon being nerfed so much. They've also relaxed the radius around which players will spawn at that TAC deploy beacon, so there's more room to spawn at, and enemies attempting to disable it won't suddenly get overwhelmed by a surge of defenders. Again, like I was saying, you know, people would be spawning at this location and just be getting slaughtered as soon as they spawn. Now, the nice thing was they would at least let you know, and they kind of talk about it as well, is that you will be notified, you know, if that is a safe location or not. I know, you know, in the beta, you know, towards the end of it, you know, we were getting those notifications like, hey, you know what, don't spawn here. That's a no-go. Abort mission. Don't be here. So it's nice now that they've addressed that too, that we will get more notification now on saying, hey, you know what, there's danger nearby, or, you know, hey, this is a safe place to go, and you're free to spawn here as you please. So it's very interesting to see. We are getting even more warnings of, hey, it's either safe or no, don't do it. Next is the body armor, and I know this is, again, just kind of like the fog of war. I'm pretty sure this is like more on the list of people that do not like this piece of equipment that you're able to use, and they've actually, again, are making more changes again and again to this piece of equipment, and rightfully so. I know, at least for somebody that, you know, will go up against people that are wearing body armor, especially if there's like multiple people wearing it, it is annoying. It definitely sucks to run into the, you know, groups of crowds of players that are running it at a time, and you're trying to take out multiple targets and they all have body armor. You're like, no, I'm not going to be able to win this fight. So they, again, are making more changes to it. I wonder, you know, with, you know, the blackout mode that's going to be coming, you know, what changes, you know, that are, you know, happening right now are affecting, you know, the blackout mode, or anything that happens in the blackout mode, if that's going to be affecting any of the, you know, game mechanics in the multiplayer. So it'll be very interesting to see what's going on. But here are some of the changes that are being made to body armor for the multiplayer in October. So first off, they lead with explosives should shred armor. This was a thing that apparently was not working in the beta, but I am very happy to see that this is actually being addressed in this Reddit post. I tell you, just like I was kind of introducing the topic of body armor in the very beginning, there'd be multiple times where I would use a Hellstorm missile or some type of explosive kill streak, hitting somebody with body armor, and just see the little tink of the armor. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. How is that, you know, protecting that person from that, you know, explosive or that missile or something? So I'm very happy to see that, you know, that will not be the case. It will shred that armor, and hopefully if it doesn't kill that person, at least, you know, then they won't be able to use that body armor. They won't be able to take any more extra damage in order to take out if somebody else encounters that person later on. Damage is now reduced by armor rather being completely deflected. I know this was actually addressed again in week 2, so they're still addressing it yet again, but I wonder if, you know, maybe a percentage has changed from, you know, weekend 2 beta to, you know, what it is right now. It's very interesting to see, you know, what, you know, what was that, you know, what was the percentage, you know, what it was at in the beta, or, you know, are they, you know, increasing the amount of damage that it protects, or, you know, decreasing the amount of damage it protects while wearing the body armor. I'm very interested to see. Next, they talk about kind of how, you know, players were really annoyed about fighting people with body armor. I find it very funny that they talked about how, you know, players that were fighting against people with body armor, you know, the engagement was cranked to 11 just because of how annoying it was when fighting some people that were wearing body armor, especially if there was multiple players that were wearing it and you were trying to fight multiple people. So it's funny that they have actually addressed, you know, the annoyance of that. Again, this is the one thing they actually added in weekend 2, and I'm really happy they did, was they added an extra 25 score reward for, you know, killing somebody with body armor. It's one thing I did notice. You know, I did notice the 125 score they would actually get from somebody that, you know, was wearing body armor, and it's very nice because, you know, that was allowing me to get those higher kill streaks, you know, for somebody that was running, you know, body armor, and I'm very happy about that. And it also says we're also experimenting with a number of ideas to better support its role while also making it less appealing to highly aggressive players. For example, impacting certain aspects of movement speed or protected coverage area. So this is, again, I think Prestige is Key actually addressed this too. How cool would it be, you know, for people that are wearing body armor, you know, something that protects them, you know, what if that body armor actually gives them a limitation on how fast they can run? I totally agree with that. Or even jumping, you know, what if that limits, you know, how high they can jump? I know some people that were wearing body armor that would just be bouncing all over the place. They were just these bunnies with body armor that were really hard to kill, that were just bouncing all over the place. And again, you know, being able to limit people on how fast they would run, it would definitely be, you know, pros and cons of wearing body armor. I mean, as somebody that, like myself, that you always use that ComSec device, that always wanted those higher kill streaks, and that helped me out, my penalty was, you know, I wasn't running body armor. I didn't have that extra protection that other people had. So some people are running that body armor without any hindrance whatsoever to using that ability. So it'll be nice to see, you know, what type of changes they actually see with body armor, and I'm very happy that they're addressing that, you know, possible some type of limitation, some type of negative attribute will happen to people that are wearing body armor, and hopefully we won't see it as often used like we did in the beta. This next change I know a lot of people are going to be happy about, but now in kill cams, loadouts will be shown. I know that's been a really frustrating thing for somebody that, is playing, multiplayer, you're wanting to find out what other people are using, because sometimes you will just get melted like that, and you're trying to figure out what the hell just killed me, what in the world just shot me in the face and just melted all of my health. So it'll be nice now to see, what is the enemy using, what are they using the SMG, are they using the LMG, are they using the AR, what perks are they running, how were they able to sneak up on me and I didn't hear them, are they using dead silence, are they using team link, what are they doing? So it'll be nice yet now that, I know a lot of people have been talking about that they will get to see the loadout of the person that actually kills them, which is really nice. And the last thing that they talk about is actually making a free cursor UI navigation thing. So now instead of using that cursor that everybody on at least on the console side was kind of annoyed about, now hopefully we will be able to use our D-pad and our analog stick to kind of select over stuff. I still find it, kind of annoying with some of the menus in this game where it's kind of annoying and hard to kind of navigate, create a class and being able to change certain things. I know it's different. I know it's a different Call of Duty, different game, but it does, I really wish they had a more friendly way of navigating and really, a more friendly way of being able to select your classes, kind of like in Black Ops 3 to what we have right now, which is just, I know it's okay, but it's just, I think it could be a lot better. Well guys, those are the changes, more changes that Treyarch is making to the beta. All the information they were collecting from the beta is now available to us. We are still learning more and more about the changes to, the game and to the full release in October. And it's really nice. It's really nice to know about the different changes, what they are thinking, what they are seeing from players, and what the data they are, being shown from, everybody that was playing in this beta. What are the pros and cons to all different types of things. And I'm really happy to see that they're being very transparent with what changes are being made to the game, so we're actually better prepared when this game fully releases. But guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you guys did, please drop me a like. Let me know down in the comments below what out of the changes that I was talking about, what are you guys excited for? What type of changes have not been addressed yet and you would like to see maybe addressed later on in the game? I would love to see care packages have a faster time delivered to the game. I think it's really annoying that we still have to wait so long for care packages to be dropped in the map, so maybe hopefully a change to that. I don't know, Treyarch, if you're listening, man, drop those care packages faster, please. But guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a great rest of the day, and I will see you guys all next time.